How's it going, everybody? Welcome to OP Entertainment. I'm Omar Darwish.
And I'm Pratik Cherian.
And this is our review of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Is that how it's being
No,
labeled?
it's just Frankenstein.
Oh, well, just Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro.
There we go.
But we're going to go spoiler-free on this, as spoiler-free as you can be for a book that's been around forever. Pratik, what do you think about this?
I really enjoyed this movie.
I agree.
Yeah. It stars Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein,
Yep.
Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein's monster. That's kind of our main cast. And I thought both of them did a really good job, but especially Jacob Elordi.
Especially Jacob Elordi. Yeah, this is actually the first thing I've ever seen Jacob Elordi in.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure if he was going to be good in this. It was originally supposed to be Andrew Garfield in the role, and so I was kind of bummed out that we were missing out on that.
Yeah.
So glad it happened, because this is seemingly the role for him that he was born to play, because I was never so attached to a version of Frankenstein more or quicker than his portrayal of Frankenstein.
Yeah, I think it does a really good job.
Sorry, Frankenstein's monster.
Thank you. You
I
saw
know
my
it's- I know it's
face.
going to irritate you. Go on.
No, I thought they did a really good job of kind of showing the contrast between him and the other humans that he encounters. It's kind of showing, I don't want to say showing the humanity, because that's not quite accurate, but I guess showing the innocence.
Yeah, it's the difference between the innocence of a child and like the innocence in like a war adult, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else stood out to you about this?
So I have some negatives, but I want to continue on the good things, because
Okay.
my negatives, I don't want them to outshine the good things, because the good things definitely outshine the negatives. All the performances in this were great. Christoph Waltz was great. I thought Mia Goth was good. She was really great. I don't know who played his brother, but he was good too.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody committed to their roles.
Yeah, it was one of those movies that, like, as I was watching it, I'm like, it just feels like a classic. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, it's a movie that just feels like a classic.
Yeah.
And that comes through.
It almost like could feel tired, but it's done so well that you're like, yeah, it gives more of a classic vibe versus like, I've seen this before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's more like I've felt this before more than I've seen this before. That being said, I have seen a lot of this before. And
well, again, the book's like 400 years old.
Yeah.
So.
And it's hard to like do something, like give something like that, like justice, like what it is, and like give something new to it, give some nuance to it. And I thought this did a really good job.
Yeah,
I think my biggest takeaway from this is Guillermo del Toro is an auteur that we need to keep around forever. And I almost want to see him venture out into different stuff, which I know he's done, like Shape of Water, and like he's dabbled in other things, but like I want to see him do something that's not like
Based on something
that doesn't have to drop in October. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. That being said, and I'm saying that as like, I love Pinocchio. That's one of my favorite anime movies of all time. Guillermo del Toro is great. I want to get into some gripes, Pratik, unless you want to highlight some of the things you liked more.
No, it's kind of hard because I have very few, like, it's like I'm going to run out of words of like how to say, oh yeah, this was really great.
Yeah.
Because overall, I enjoyed just about everything in this.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard for me to pick a flaw. I thought that the movie had a lot of good things to say, a lot of things to say about humanity, about the nature of man. Like,
the messaging in the movie is great.
Yeah, it's a very deep movie in a way that's still very digestible.
Yes. So I agree that it's a deep movie, and when this movie is working best, it's working as a philosophical drama. When it's not working so much for me, it's got some tonal like identity. Yeah, we disagree on this, but I feel like it's got like a tonal identity crisis. At some points it wants to be a dark comedy, and then at some points it wants to be a philosophical drama, and it really undercuts the philosophical drama aspect of it when the dark comedy aspects peek their head in. It's not, and it's not consistent enough to call this a dark comedy. That's the thing.
It's very much not. And I think the scenes that you're probably talking about are I think they're things that go to serve character, and I think that they enhance the story. So I don't know that I agree with you, but I could see how some of those scenes are a little off-putting, and you're just waiting for them to end.
Yeah, there's also, like, for lack of a better term, some torture porn stuff in here that I'm not. If I want to see Terrifier, or if I want to go see a Saw movie, I'll go see that. And I think this like, movie doesn't need that.
It's
you know
not
what I mean?
gory. I think the, like, in many ways, the, like, we can say it. Everyone knows Frankenstein's like stitched together, right?
Right.
I think the way that it handles the, like, the way that Victor is shopping for his parts.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
but that's just one aspect of it. I feel like they handle some stuff with a bit of levity, and it's to show, like you were saying off camera, it's to show the absurdity of the situation, right?
Yeah.
But I almost think that this movie doesn't need that, and it kind of brings it down, dumbs it down a little bit for me. In a way where like someone who doesn't like The Boys might think that it's got a lot to say, but when you're ripping people's arms off and there's so much blood and like violence all the time, it's hard to like. And I love The Boys, but I'm saying it's like I could see why people like, yeah, I can't get behind that because I don't want to see that. I think this might detract some people because of that.
I do want to say it's not the gore. It's just the like matter of fact. It's more of the attitude of the character towards this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's the like matter of fact way he's like cutting an arm off of.
I just wonder if that's gonna stop this from being like an Oscar film. Like I think it's like this is a genre film. Don't get me wrong, but it almost makes it a bit too. I don't know what the word would even be, niche, I guess.
Poor Things did well at the Oscars. This will be fine.
But I guess that's what I'm saying. I feel like this movie kind of felt. I haven't seen Poor Things, but it felt like the trailer for Poor Things anyway. Sometimes, but then sometimes like Jacob Elordi is having a conversation with the old man, and I'm like, we need this to be the movie. This needs to be the focus. Like this is what life is about. Like,
yeah, but again, I think like that contrast is what the movie's going for. So like you're supposed to feel that.
Yes, I'm wondering if maybe seeing it a second time, I'll think that the contrast is there versus the tonal inconsistency. But for me, it felt like tonal inconsistencies. My other gripe is it's kind of hard to get behind Oscar Isaac's Dr. Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein, because he's not just like an asshole; he's a bad person, and it's just kind of tough to follow a character like that for 2.5 hours. That being said, you do get perspective shifts in this, and I appreciate that. And with all that, I know I just spent most of the time talking about what I didn't like. It's outweighed by how good this movie is. I have one more gripe, and it's the fact that I think I was trying to decide if it was the cinematography of it all. I think it's just some of the sets they're massive and they look great, but it kind of felt like Wicked or like Harry Potter. It's just a bit polished, like a bit too Hollywood. Like everybody on the boat has like a brand new uniform on, and not a stain on it, and like their beards are so pressed on, and I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I think you're making bad comparisons.
Like, I'm not saying it's like Ron Howard's The Grinch, but it does feel like
there's a couple scenes where things feel a little too like it's a little too obvious that we are on a set of a movie.
Yes. And in a world where we have Robert Eggers' Nosferatu and we have this and you're holding them next to each other, you're not transported to that world like you are with something like it's not as atmospheric. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like it's a movie a bit more.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with that. It was one of those things that I got over very quickly, but I do acknowledge that it's there. I think for me, the only real problem I have with it is there's a section in the middle, basically much like Dr. Frankenstein not thinking about what he was going to do after the monster comes to life. There's that period after the monster gets brought to life where it just kind of feels like things have like ground to a halt. And like I thought that section, like I thought the movie was like moving really well till we got to that section, and then the pacing just kind of ground to a halt. And it picks up again a little bit later on, and then we're back.
You're saying
going.
Like right after Frankenstein is created, it kind of grinds to a halt a little bit.
Yeah, and I think part of that is again because Victor doesn't know what he's supposed to do, and like I feel the movie kind of takes on some of that, like, all right, now what are we doing? And to me that kind of slows things down way too much, but that's me. In
a 2.5 hour movie, I felt like this was paced pretty well. Like I honestly felt myself as it was ending being like, because it's ramping up towards an ending, and once it's like getting towards it, I was like, oh no, I could use more of this, and that's rare for like a 2.5 or 220 movie for me. So I thought this was paced very well, and while it does kind of, I won't say meander after the monster is created, it lets you like sit with what's just happened, I feel like, is what I'll say, and I appreciated that more so. But
I will say it's a movie that would you say you'd be open to a sequel?
Yeah, 100%. I almost, we were kind of talking, I almost feel like this, it sets up it invites a sequel, let's just say.
Yeah. I don't want a sequel, but right when it was ending, I was just like, I kind of want more. Like, I was kind of trying to write sequels in my head as we were coming to the ending because I wanted more of this. And I don't necessarily think that they should, or that like, oh man, like it's not an ending, because it is.
No, yeah, that it's like, a good ending, so it doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah, it doesn't need a sequel at all. But I think it just goes to show the work that they've done with Frankenstein's monster and the work that Jacob Elordi put into that character, where you're just like, you want to see more.
Yeah.
But yeah. overall.
What do we know? Was this Universal? Like, is this like a Universal monster movie,
I have
Frankenstein, or is this like its own?
I think
version?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I'm gonna say it's its own thing, just because it
so
doesn't. Yeah,
so no hope for this to cross over with the Mummy. They're gonna do.
that thing's long.
That
dead.
would be terrible.
All right, you want to score it?
Man, I really don't.
You want me to score it first? Then I'll
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. I'm giving it a 9. Like I said, I thought it was just great across the board. My one pacing issue aside, everything else, like, to me, it's a classic. It feels like a classic right away. I enjoyed just about every aspect of it. Yeah, go see it. It's out on Netflix November 7th.
Yeah, that was another thing. We saw this on the big screen. I don't know how wide release this is. If you can see it on the big screen, I think I don't know if I would say you should, because I do think that like it would serve fine on Netflix as well.
It's fine on Netflix. Again, I've always said I think there's something.
Everything is better on the big screen.
There's a value to being locked into the story for like the entirety of the 2.5 hours without like checking your phone.
That's
and pausing
true.
To
do you think
yeah.
you would have maybe checked your phone if you were watching this on the couch at home?
I don't think I would have checked my phone necessarily, but I think that temptation to like, especially when it slows down, to like check out a little bit. But yeah, overall, if you get a chance to see it. But if not, like, yeah, Netflix out in November, watch it then, because it's really good.
I'm with you on most of it. I was vocal about what I didn't like. It's got some tonal inconsistencies. It's some of the set design is and I guess costume design for that matter.
But like, is that enough for you to really dock it?
It's enough for me to dock it. Like that's why I'm trying to decide how I want to score this. And I think we need some time on this. So okay. It's enough for me to dock it at least 1 point for the fact that it just feels a little too pristine and clean, and like it's hard to like really be immersed in it for me anyway. Or like I was by like an hour in, but it's hard to really be immersed when everything looks so polished and clean for me. And the tonal inconsistencies also didn't help, so I felt like I was being jarred around a little bit. So I think I'm gonna knock it down 1 more point. Other than that, because of the performances, especially from Jacob Elordi and Oscar Isaac was great. Mia Goth was good too. I'm thinking 8. I'm thinking 8. If we did 0.5s, I would do 8.5, but we don't do that around here.
No, we don't. No.
So yeah, 8 out of 10. Go see it. I do want to see this again. So I'll probably catch it once on Netflix. I think most people will probably catch it then. What do you think the Oscar chances for this are? Because I do think Jacob Elordi is going to be nominated, and Oscar Isaac is just good in everything, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I feel like it would probably do well. Hard for me to say since we haven't really hit the like full-fledged Oscar season yet, but
we're almost there.
It feels this feels like it's got some nominations coming for sure. Yeah. All right, you want to take us out?
Yeah, well, we'll see you guys next week. We got something cooking for sure. See ya.